Hi everyone, welcome to Evie's Toy House. Today we're making a brand new custom doll. We're going to be making Belle from Disney's Beauty and the Beast. So we're going to be using Fluttershy. This is Fluttershy from the Slumber Party. And the reason why I picked her is because she has this ponytail that flips over to the front. And it looks just like Belle. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the tips of her bangs. We're going to modify her bangs so that it's tied up towards the back. Using a piece of air-dry clay, I'm going to extend her bangs and move it to the back. And do this to both sides. And then in the middle, I'm going to build a bun. So these two strands are going to get tucked into the bun. So I think these bangs are a little bit too big in the front, so I'm going to remove it and rebuild it from air-dry clay. Go and flatten the piece over her forehead, and then using an X-Acto knife, we're going to cut out a heart shape around her face. I'm going to scrape that off. Then using a strand of air-dry clay, we're going to more hair to her front, and then we're going to tuck that into her bun. I'm going to do this with the second strand. Then with more air dry clay, we're going to fill in the gap on the top. Okay, this looks so much better. Next, we're going to paint her face a flesh tone. Then with white, we're going to paint in her eyes. And line it with black. These lines are always so hard to do, especially making them look even. Next, using a lighter brown, I'm going to add a crease to the top of her eyes. Then I'm going to add some black eyelashes and do this on both sides. Now I'm going to color her eyes in with brown. Once that's dried, I can add in the black pupils. And add some white circles. With a dark brown, I'm going to add some eyebrows. Let's hope they look even. And for her lips, I'm going to use a magenta color. Now using some pink chalk, I'm going to scrape a little off and using a Q-tip, add some blush. We're just going to add just a tiny bit. Now for her hair, I'm going to paint it a very rich dark brown. I really like this brown, so after a few layers, I think it's going to look really, really good. We need to be careful around the front. I'm going to come back in with a smaller brush and fill in the smaller spaces. Now for her dress, we're going to make her famous yellow gown. We're going to start with a flat piece of rectangular clay. And then with one edge, we're going to pleat it. So just going to fold it in. Now we can wrap it around Belle's body. So we're going to try to keep the creases and then blend in the edges. Alright, with my clay extruder, I'm going to extrude a long strand of clay. And we're going to use this to add a trim to her dress. So we're going to wrap it around first. And then I'm going to raise parts of it to make it look wavy. I'm just going to press it in so that when it dries, it'll hold. Now to make the top of her dress, which is off the shoulders, I'm going to take a piece of clay and wrap it around her shoulders. And then trim off the tips. Now using flesh tone, I'm going to paint her shoulders, her neck, and also her upper arms. She actually wears long gloves, so we're going to paint the rest of her arms later. Alright, so now we're going to paint the dress a beautiful yellow color. I'm painting this all over. We're also going to use the same yellow and paint her gloves on her arms. On the trim of her dress, I'm going to repaint it with a darker yellow. This is so that it will stand out. Alright everyone, so my Belle is done. What do you guys think? So I really like this custom. I really love the way she turned out. She looks very much like Belle. So here she is. Her hair looks fantastic. I think Fluttershy's hair looks really awesome like this because it kind of goes over her shoulders. And I'm really glad I removed and redid her bangs because the original one just didn't look right. And so this one is a little bit smaller and looks a little bit more like Belle. Here is a close-up of her face. And as you can see here, I added the extra line on her eyes. And I think she looks really cute. Really like that pink lipstick. And so here is her dress. So this time I use air dry clay, but I use a different one. This one is a paper based air dry clay, so it's a little bit thinner and it's much lighter. So I think it turned out a little bit better. It is a little bit more fragile. I think if you put pressure on it, it will break. So it's not as hard as the regular air dry clay, but this paper one was a little bit easier to use. So down here I put a little bit of glitter down here on the trim of her dress. I really like the yellow gloves that she's wearing. And here is a close-up of the top of her dress. And on her hairband here I also put some glitter. Alright everyone, so let me know down below in the comment section what you think of my Belle. And if you guys want to see my custom of Beast from Beauty and the Beast, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!